Good evening. Thanks for joining us. We begin with the wildfire situation in Saskatchewan. As of this afternoon, there are 51 active wildfires burning across the province, 11 uncontained. Fire crews from Australia, Mexico, and across Canada are working to fight the ongoing fires. The Saskatchewan Public Safety Agency says 1,700 evacuees from 8 different communities have been either completely or partially evacuated. The province has secured permission from the Department of National Defence to use a fire camp if needed, though the SPSA says it's not necessary at this time. Some of the international firefighters are working with crews near Beauval, where wildfires have been threatening the community for weeks.
It's stressful. It's been 18 days since these fires started. I think it was June 29th. The first lightning strikes started it up. We went through Canada with our celebrations. And then right after that, we went into evacuation and firefighting mode.
Lala Birdie says while they've been successful at keeping houses safe, the fight is far from over. This wildfire season is officially the worst on record, not just for Saskatchewan, but all of Canada. Federal officials are reporting more than 5.5 million hectares of land has burned so far this year, more than double the 10-year average for July. 561 wildfires are burning across the country. This year has shattered records for both the amount of land scorched and number of people forced to evacuate their homes in Saskatchewan. And officials warn we're not out of the woods yet, forecasting more fires will break out in August. Parts of Saskatchewan remain under air quality warnings due to wildfire smoke. Buffalo Narrows will see some of the poorest conditions, with the Air Quality Health Index hitting the very high risk mark. Around 50 wildfires are burning across the province as mentioned. Environment Canada says to limit time outdoors when air quality is poor, especially for pregnant women, seniors, and those with respiratory issues. Jeff Rogstad in now for a quick look at our weather situation as we head into the weekend. Jeff, anything we should know? Any rain?
Well, for some parts of the province, the answer is yes. For the parts that desperately need it because of wildfire situations, the answer is unlikely. We take a look at our future, or rather our satellite and radar shot here. There's a lot of active weather in British Columbia. Some of that is going to make its way into Alberta and Saskatchewan eventually. But in the immediate future, we don't see a lot of relief for northern areas. We'll talk a little bit more about that later on.
Thanks, Jeff. A 22-year-old woman has died after being struck by a vehicle on Big River First Nation. RCMP say it happened around 10:40 p.m. Wednesday. Emergency crews, including Stars Air Ambulance, responded to the scene where she was pronounced dead. Her family has been notified. Police say the driver of the involved vehicle remained at the scene. RCMP and a collision reconstructionist continue to investigate. Big River First Nation is located about 120 kilometers northwest of Prince Albert. Over $150,000 worth of contraband has been seized at Saskatchewan Penitentiary. The item seized was methamphetamine. The total estimated institutional value of the seizure made Thursday is just under $151,000. This is the second time in a week and the 7th time in 10 months. More than $90,000 worth of contraband has been seized at the pen. As more provinces focus on internal trade and removing economic obstacles, it remains to be seen what impact the efforts will have. With interprovincial trade accounting for more than $500 million of goods and services, experts say encouraging more business activity within Canada would be a boost to Canada's GDP. Yesterday, Scott Moe invited all premiers to join the New West Partnership alongside BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba. But economists in Saskatchewan say while it's an ambitious goal, it's difficult to find something all provinces care about.
The challenge there of weaving together a thread that will encompass the entire nation, that's a challenge. And I think where we've seen it work well in Western Canada, it's not necessarily certain that this is going to have that same positive impact when you extend it across the nation.
Willoughby says more efforts need to be put on international trade to help counter the impact of uncertainty with the United States. BHP has announced the delay of production at their potash mine in Jansen from late 2026 to mid-2027. The company also revealed the cost of stage 1 of the project has jumped from around $5.7 billion US to more than $7 billion US. Inflation is one of the few reasons for the cost going over budget. BHP says given the potential for additional potash supply coming to market, it's considering delaying first production from Jansen's second phase by 2 years to 2031. A small community in southwestern Saskatchewan is devastated following an early morning fire. The blaze erupted at the Dodsland rink around 6 a.m. Fire crews from Dodsland, Plenty, and Kerrobert worked quickly to extinguish the fire. A cause or damage to the rink, home to the Dodsland Stars and Western Prairie Thunder, has not been determined. No injuries to report. Dodsland is about 60 kilometers northeast of Kindersley. A Saskatoon mother is concerned about a pigeon problem she says poses serious health risks to her toddler who lives with a chronic illness. Cleaning up pigeon nests and droppings has become a daily routine for Lauren Hellstrom. She spent months trying to keep the birds away, using spikes, sound machines, and lights, but nothing's working. Hellstrom says she's worried about her 3-year-old daughter, who has a chronic lung disease that makes her vulnerable to respiratory irritants, including pigeon feathers and droppings. She says she requested permission from her condo board to install a pigeon net, offering to pay for it herself and providing doctor's letters to support the request, but was denied.
Really, a pigeon infestation is dangerous for everybody, but especially for a child that is so vulnerable to lung infections. I feel very discriminated against because I don't know how to keep my daughter's lungs safe here.
Hellstrom says she's contacted the Saskatchewan Human Rights Commission. CTV News reached out to the property management company for comment, but did not receive a response by deadline. Young Saskatchewan girls are being introduced to careers in trades and technologies this summer, thanks to a series of summer camps at Saskatchewan Polytechnic campuses. Girls Exploring Trades and Technology Camps introduces girls in grades 6, 7, and 8 to possible future careers while they attend a week-long day camp. They're introduced to women who work in a variety of occupations, learn how to safely use shop tools, and work on an individual project they get to take home at the end of the week.
You get to learn about all different trades, and it's good that we learn what we want to do when we're older, so we can get interested in it earlier.
I like carpentry. It's fun because you get to do a lot of hands-on stuff, and at the end of the day, you can see all your progress.
The Girls Exploring Trades and Technology camps in Saskatoon and Moose Jaw wrap up today. The Regina campus will hold its camp next week, and another will be held in Prince Albert August 11th through 15th. Still to come, Prince Albert students have their say, a local project aiming to combine community, imagination, and building a healthier future. Welcome back. An initiative inviting local elementary school students to name 2 cranes helping build the new Victoria Hospital Tower has come to a close. Jasmine Pelche on the thinking behind the contest and what it means to the community.
So the Name That Crane contest recently came to a close. Could you explain what that contest was?
It was just our attempt as a foundation to reach out to the community, get them involved. These 2 cranes have been part of the Prince Albert skyline for quite some time now. And why not give them a bit of a personality, you know? And we thought, well, let's get the kids involved. There's nothing cooler to kids than cranes. I know I was pretty excited to see these things go up and start the construction of our expansion and renovation of our hospitals. So, yeah, kids like to color. And we asked several schools in the area. I think it was around 10 to 15 schools, and kids from grade 1 to I think grade 3. And there was a lot of pictures that came in, and everybody did their own rendition of their coloring, and they got to name specifically each crane. And so then we as a foundation got to go through all of them, make our top 10 list, and then narrow it down to 2 specific names for the cranes, and we named them Dr. Crane and Ooga Booga, I believe. Yeah.
Those are fun.
Yeah.
How did you decide out of all? I'm sure there were a lot of fun names with all the kids. Like, was that a tough thing for the foundation, or?
Yeah, it was super tough. There was never a bad name that came in, and all the pictures were so unique in their own way. And it was there were some ones that stood out, but Ooga Booga, Dr. Crane, we And if anybody knows Fraser, Dr. Crane kind of came to mind for me. So that's where that kind of settled in for me. I don't know where the inspiration came for these names, but it was definitely, they gave us a run for our money on which names to go with for these two cranes.
Yeah, sounds like it. What was the ultimate goal of having like a community engagement contest like this?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about healthcare and getting that message out there that people make a huge impact in their own community by not just fundraise or for making donations for these fundraisers, but just involving them in any kind of process that they can get involved with, right? And so now these. Now all these kids that participated got to say they helped try to name these cranes, and the fact that we were able to settle with these that's two kids in this community that can go and say, I named that crane.
Which crane is which? Do you know?
Yes. So we had actually an extensive conversation just yesterday about this. It was kind of hard to describe. So the farthest crane from the foundation office, which I believe is the northwest crane, that is Ooga Booga. And the crane closest to the foundation office, which would be Dr. Crane.
Is there anything we didn't talk about yet that it's important to get across, or?
I think it's important to know that our provincial government is supporting the construction of the hospital, but as a community, we need to fill it. It's all about the equipment, surgical chairs. As simple as that. That's what the fundraising efforts for Equip the Vic is to fill the hospital once it's built and once it's opened. We're literally increasing the capacity of our hospital by 40%. And the fact that we're going to be able to bring the fact that we're going to be able to bring in modern surgical suites and operating rooms, new mental health inpatient units, it's huge. So I think I'll just leave it at that. Yeah.
Pretty comprehensive.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for having me here and explaining all of that.
Well, thank you. And equipthevic.ca if you want to make your donation online.
Sports coming up after this quick break. The Riders receive a much-needed boost ahead of this weekend's game. Jeff Rogstad back in for a full look at our weather forecast here. Jeff, there's been a lot of talk about rain lately. We need it in certain parts. We expect to see a lot this weekend?
Well, we expect to see a fair amount in central and southern parts of the province. Of course, the south has already been dealing with rain this week, but the places that desperately need it the most, Blair, it doesn't look like they're going to be getting much in the way of anything. And if it does show up, once again, I said this yesterday, scattered showers with the risk of thunderstorms. And right now, even that isn't really in the cards. Keeping our eye on an area of active weather. It's on both sides of the Rockies right now. Ultimately, that is going to spread into Alberta. We anticipate areas around Edmonton all the way down to the international border into many parts of Saskatchewan. Could be quite the soaker, especially once you get to Calgary and west towards the Rockies. It's going to be quite soggy in that respect. But northern Saskatchewan, northern Alberta, not so much. Let's take a look at what we've got going on. So here is that system. There's Edmonton. And then it starts swirling around and then scattered showers in the northern areas of Alberta. And then as we make our way into Saskatchewan, not much of anything really showing up. This system right now looks like Prince Albert might be on the northern edge of that. So as you take a look at what's going on for tomorrow, 10 degrees for Spiritwood, or tonight rather, 10 degrees for Spiritwood, 12 for the Battlefords, 8 in Candle Lake and Nipawin, 9 degrees in Birch Hills, Rostern, and Melfort. So partly cloudy skies in some of these areas, and might be some local smoke in terms of air quality may be an issue. Chance some showers in Spiritwood and the Battlefords as we take a look at Saturday, and then mainly cloudy skies in Candle Lake and Birch Hills and Nipawin. The same is true for Melfort, a high of 24 there in Melfort. And we can also let you know that, Rostern's going to hit 24 degrees tomorrow with a high, under mainly cloudy skies. So for Prince Albert, Right now, the air quality isn't so bad in the gateway city, but it's expected to worsen as we go through the evening. So overnight, we're looking up very high risk, 10 plus. The wind's shifting around, but those are light winds, so it's not going to blow anything out of the way. And then tomorrow, 24, and air quality index at high. So another day for caution if you happen to be outdoors. On to our 7-day forecast. We've got ourselves 18 on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Not as high a chance of some showers, but still in the forecast. And then 21 on Wednesday and back into mainly sunny skies on Thursday and Friday, and temperatures creeping up towards 30.
All right, so better get out and mow the lawn tomorrow. Getting soggy after that.
That's right.
All right, big thanks for that, Jeff. Let's take a look at sports now. 4 Prince Albert Raiders will take part in Hockey Canada Program of Excellence camps. At the U18 level, Daxon Rudolph and Riley Boychuk are headed to the selection camp for the 2025 Holinka Gretzky Cup. Rudolph won gold at the 2025 IIHF Men's World Championship in May. He and Boychuk won gold at the 2024 U17 World Hockey Challenge, with Raiders head coach Ryan McDonald at the helm. At the U17 level, Brock Cripps and Ben Harvey are headed to selection camp for the 2025 World Hockey Challenge. It's a chance for both to represent Canada for the first time. And with McDonald coaching Team Red, it's a chance for a back-to-back gold medal Raider trio. The Rough Riders will receive a much-needed boost in the receiving corps for this weekend's game, with Samuel Emelis listed to start against the Lions. Head coach Corey Mace saying yesterday he was hopeful his star receiver would be ready for game day.
He looked pretty good today, so, you know, if he feels like he can go out there and be himself, and who am I to say no to that?
It's easy to make sure I'm back 100%, you know. So, but like I always said, we have a strong group. And everybody can make plays, and we're showing this right now.
Never a bad idea.
Emelis missed the past 2 games with a foot injury. In 2 games this season, he has 170 receiving yards on 12 catches. The addition of the Canadian wideout means Regina product Mitch Picton is a scratch. The Riders defeated the Lions just 3 weeks ago, but BC was without star quarterback Nathan Rourke, meaning the Lions pose a much tougher test this week than they did in Week 4.
The whole game changes with a different quarterback, so it's a matter of preparing for what's going to happen. Obviously, it can't be the same playbook when, you know, you have someone like Nathan Rourke down. So it's learning. It's learning, right? They played 2 games after that, so obviously things have changed and new tendencies, new things like that. So it's just for us to prepare and be ready.
Kickoff tomorrow night is 5 p.m. Saskatchewan time on TSN. For the second straight year, Mike McEwen's Saskatoon rink will not have to go through provincial playdowns, as the team has already qualified for the 2026 Montana's Brier and St. John's. McEwen is one of 3 teams that earned an automatic invite. The other 2 are Team Brad Gushu and Team Matt Dunstone. Team Brad Jacobs also returns as Team Canada after they won last year's event. Team McEwen looks to become the first Saskatchewan team since 1980 to win the Brier. They finished second at the 2024 event in Regina.
Do you have a community event you would like to promote? Or maybe you'd like to draw attention to your organization. Let your local CTV station help you spread the word. Contact us at 306-922-6020 or email panews@ctv.ca. You can appear on CTV Prince Albert's News at 5 and get your message to our viewers.
New data finds e-scooter injuries are on the rise across the country. It comes from the Canadian Institute for Health Information, which says hospitalizations related to e-scooters are up a staggering 61% for kids aged 5 to 17. The agency also says hospitalizations for adult women shot up 60% and by 22% for men. In most cases, the riders who end up in the ER were not wearing helmets. The GM of e-scooter company Bird Canada believes the numbers don't tell the full story, saying the amount of people using scooters is accelerating much faster than the number of injuries.
E-scooters are not getting more dangerous over time. People are just using them more often, so the gross number of incidents is obviously going to go up.
What's really frustrating me about all this is that these are totally predictable and preventable injuries, and yet we continue to waste so much of our healthcare resources dealing with them when we really shouldn't have to be dealing with them.
That doctor says users need to understand the risks. Scrapes and broken bones may heal, but spine and head injuries can be life-changing. A new method of creating babies is catching the eyes of scientists and doctors in the UK who say the process could prevent some fatal diseases.
They have two parents, and in the UK it was made very clearly that that's the situation. They're not three-parent babies.
Doctors say only 8 babies have been born in the UK with the DNA of 3 people. The method sees the egg and sperm from a mom and dad combined with the egg of a donor woman. Experts say this method is leading to children being born free from mitochondrial disease, a devastating, often fatal disease that passes from the mother to the child. Children born from this method inherit most of their DNA from their parents, with about 0.1% of their DNA from a second woman. Science, Jeff.
Yeah, that one's a little different.
That's a different one, yeah. Well, Jeff, a group of lucky hockey fans got the experience of a lifetime when 2 of the best hockey players in the world showed up to a beer league game.
What was it like to officiate a game with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl sharing the ice?
Honestly, it's incredible to see them coming down the ice. It's nothing like you ever see in minor hockey. It's just really cool to be on the ice with them, just kind of star struck at the end of the day as well.
Edmonton Oilers captain Connor McDavid and teammate Leon Draisaitl laced up their skates for a game in McDavid's hometown of Newmarket. Now, perhaps more surprising is the fact their star power wasn't enough firepower. The pair didn't score a goal, and their team lost 6-2. So if those guys are filling in for beer league, you make them shoot with the opposite hand? Or?
I don't know. It seems like they'd be able to go up and down.
You're right.
You know, so who knows?
Okay, you guys can play, but no sticks.
Exactly. That sounds like a fair deal.
Well, Jeff, could one of the most successful bands of all time be planning a comeback? Fleetwood Mac reunion rumors have fans in a frenzy after Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham posted corresponding song lyrics on Instagram. Nicks has previously said it would be hard to do a reunion without Christine McVie, who passed away in 2022. Something to keep an eye on there, Jeff.
Well, you never know. Like the Who still go on tour, so
it's true. Yeah, there's a lot of money to be made with reunion tours nowadays.
It's not about the money.
It's about the love of the game.
Yeah.
Jeff,
I love this forecast. Well, I wish I would love it more if this rain was going up north, Blair. There's no question about it. But as you can see, an unsettled sort of 4 days in store, and then temperatures on the rise again as we head towards next Friday.
All right, good stuff. Big thanks for that, Jeff. I'm going back to the newsroom to listen to Fleetwood Mac now. Big thanks to all you for joining us. Have yourself a great week.
Just a rumor.